Hi guys. Today is actually day 2 of week 4. I think yesterday I might have said week 3, but it all kind of runs together. So it's actually week 4. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is that I do want to talk to you about Khan Academy. Okay. Today I did need to contact quite a few parents for those of you that are not doing your expected minutes. Okay. Um, there were some kids who were just a few minutes short, and there were some kids that were short a lot of minutes. Okay. You are expected to do 30 minutes of Khan a day. All right. If you're not doing it, then you're going to have to bump it into the next week and make it up, which for some of you would mean doing about 50 minutes of Khan a day. Okay. In order to catch yourself up. So you do need to stay on top of this. So from here on out, if your minutes are way below what they should be, then I'm going to request a Google Meet with both you and your parents, and we'll have to talk about how we can improve that. Okay. So, but more importantly, even than minutes, is I want to talk about leveling up. Okay. I want to show you an example here, right here. And I took the names off it so you won't see who it is. But here's some examples that shows how many minutes someone did in a week, then how many skills levels they went up, and then how many stayed the same or even went down. Okay. And then I'm actually able to click on this, go deeper into it, and I can see what each of your scores were for the exercises, what your scores were for the quizzes, and so on and so on. Okay. My concern is that I'm seeing a lot of you not leveling up and then just clicking move on. Okay. This is going to keep getting harder and harder and harder for you because the skills build on each other. And if you don't master the skills your first time through it and you just click go on, go on, go on, go on, then it's going to continue to be really tough. So my focus from here on out with you guys is that I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to not only the minutes you are doing, but I am also looking at how many skills you're leveling up and how many are staying the same. Okay. So for example, this person right here, 199 minutes. So they went beyond the 150 minutes, which is great, but they only leveled up 3 levels, and 6 of the levels, so double that, they stayed either the same or went down. Okay. Here's someone that didn't quite do all the minutes, but they did level up 14, which is good. But again, 8, I shouldn't see that many. I should be seeing like this 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Okay. Something like this though too, 175 minutes, that's a lot of minutes to only have dealt with 6 different levels. Okay. Here's a kiddo that in their 219 minutes, they leveled up 19 with 0 that didn't stay. That means that they didn't quit when they did maybe get some wrong. So what I mean by that is it will tell you right here when you go into a new one, how many you have to get to actually level up. And what's happening is that some of you are not getting that many, but you're just saying move on, move on, move on, move on, and you're never actually moving up those levels. So if you end up with not enough to level up, you must do try again. Okay. You cannot move on to the next one without leveling up in that one. Okay. And if you're stuck on something, you need to contact me and we can Google Meet or whatever so I can go over it with you. But an excuse of I just don't get it isn't okay at this point. So if I were to click try again, and it took me back in, it's going to again ask me the questions. Now remember, you could always click to go to the lesson page and go back and see some more information. But on this first one here, I'm just going to get it wrong on purpose. So the 4 in there should be the 1s, but I'm just going to say the 10s. And then when I check, okay. Now, here's where some of you are just clicking move on. Okay, move on, got it wrong. Oh well, move on. You need to click the get help. When you click on get help, there'll be information you can look at. And then there is information with usually there's a video there that you can click on and re-watch if you need to. And then you go back and you try the answer again. But like I said, what some of you are doing is you are just moving on, moving on, moving on. And that's not okay at this point, guys. Okay. So, what I'm going to be watching, especially this week, is that you are actually leveling up more than you are staying at lower levels. Okay. And, and that remember, it shouldn't be an all of video watching time. You need to make sure that it's mostly exercises you're doing with the videos supporting your learning. Okay. And so at the end of this week, I'll be looking at how many levels you went up, how many levels stayed the same. And I'll be letting families know that, and you know that as well. And you can check all this. Okay. I sent those videos out to moms, and Mr. Hanlon has that video on here too, that you can go in for yourself and see where you're at. So you go into your own and see how you're doing. So you need to start taking charge of this learning. And instead of just passively sitting there, click, 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 you need to take it on as your learning, guys. Because if we don't come back together for this year, this is going to be your math that's getting you ready for middle school. And some of you are going to have a really tough time if you don't really buckle down and give it a try. Okay. So remember, if you're stuck, you just have to let me know. Ask a parent, ask an older adult. Go on to back onto the videos, try them again, look at the things, but to just click constantly, move on, move on, move on, move on, it isn't going to be okay anymore at this point. What I'll be doing is I'll go back and I'll reassign those things to you, and then you'll have to do them, and you won't be able to just move on in them. And I don't want to have to do that, because I think you can take charge of your own learning here. Okay. So heads up, kiddos, this is what I'm going to be really focusing on this week. And I want to see those levels going up with some of you. Some of you, awesome, you're flying through those levels. But those of you that are not moving up your levels, or you have more that you're staying down and not moving up, then we might be having some Google Meets with families, so that we can see what the issue is and we can get it worked out. Okay. So I'm not trying to scare you, but I am trying to say you've got to take charge of this and really take this as how important it is to get you ready for next year. Okay. Have a good day. Focus when you're doing your half an hour, and I hope to see those levels going up. See you later.